Conservatives are different from the extremists who stormed the Capitol because we will call out rioting whenever.
Wait, what? You were the ones who stormed the Capitol. That was you. That was all you guys. The MAGA supporters. They all had the Trump hats and the Trump flags, and they had actual Trump flags, and that was you. It's not anyone else. Hello, beautiful ladies. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We put it off for a while. But we're here. We're here. Yeah. Time to get confused, everyone. Time to look deep into that face, deep into those eyes, and wonder. Hypothetically, for the sake of argument, would you? Oh, this one's got an odd ratio, eh? Almost 420, the weed number, to 218 down. Classical Abbey, still hovering at 88.1. The amount of money they have thrown at this, it's wild. Just hucking cash, stacks on stacks, doesn't do shit. No one gives a fuck. Alright, that's cool. Well, this one's called Riots Are Never Okay. So I'm curious. I just want to know her take, okay? It's for science.
Hello, Classic Crew, and welcome to today's episode of The Scoop. If you are new to my channel, The Scoop is our opportunity to chat, act as if we're grabbing a cup of coffee together, and go over the events of the week. I really enjoy making the Scoop videos every week because it's our opportunity to really have a conversation, and in Georgia was theoretically the big news that happened last week because that meant that the House, the Senate, and the presidency were in Democrat hands. But instead, we are talking about this terrible thing that happened last Wednesday. 5 people died, one of whom was a police officer. This was a terrible day for our country. This was a terrible day for our country because the seat of our democracy and everything this country stands for was trespassed upon in an illegal and riotous act. Let's be clear. Riots are never okay. Conservatives are different from the extremists who stormed the Capitol because we will call out rioting whenever.
Wait, what? You were the ones who stormed the Capitol. That was you. That was all you guys. The MAGA supporters. They all had the Trump hats and the Trump flags, and they had actual Trump flags, and that was you. It's not anyone else.
It doesn't matter on what side because riots themselves are wrong. We called it out last year and we call it out now.
Oh, it's the whataboutism. I forgot. That's basically the only thing they got for all this. Yeah, no, yeah. All riots are bad, everybody. All riots matter. All riots matter.
It doesn't matter who's doing it. It's wrong. All Americans have the right to law and order and freedom from mobs. Riots are like arson. Once the fire is started, it spreads and burns everything around it, regardless of how innocent or guilty the things are that burn in the eyes of the person who lit the match. And that's why they are an unacceptable evil, regardless of who starts them.
When a fire starts to burn, right, and it starts to spread.
That's what she was talking about, right? This is riots. They're talking about riots. This is the song is about riots. I didn't know it until Classical Abbey taught me that. Now we know. Now we know.
Once you excuse rioting for one group, another group will try it themselves. Any self-respecting conservative has condemned the acts that happened last week. We recognize.
You still haven't said it, but they weren't just riots. You're not saying insurrection, because yeah, the rioters were trying to insurrect the U.S. Capitol to stop democracy. That's the parts you're leaving out, Abby.
Recognize what happened and we condemn it. What we won't allow to happen is for the media to paint all conservatives as responsible for what happened, or to say that we are all like the mob of thugs that stormed the Capitol. How often on my channel have I taken the time to differentiate between leftists and wokeists and liberals so that we do not lump everyone who leans left together? If I can do that, then liberal.
Really? Wow. Because your brother's made a professional career out of that, and that's kind of all he does all the time. And he was also one of the people who was saying that maybe the election maybe the election wasn't all on the up and up. That was a bit of a problem too. You know, you had both of those happening. So I don't know. I'm gonna say hypocrisy.
Must give conservatives the same courtesy, even though the hard left will not, because it's useful to them to use this lie as a tool. Conservatives do not condone what happened. I wanted to.
Wokists, they're from the biblical times. It wasn't the plague of the locusts. It was the wokists. Beware the wokists.
To talk about what happened this past week because it is so important and it was something that was on our entire nation's mind. But the rest of this video will be a little bit more lighthearted just because we all sometimes need a mental break from everything that's going on in the world.
True. I mean, like, if I clicked on a video called Riots Are Never Okay, I would assume that's probably what the content of the video is going to be about. But that was 2 minutes and 55 seconds, of which, by the way, a little bit of that was utilized for self-promotion. So, I mean, I'm gonna cap you at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But good job. That's the whole. That's it. That's the take. That was a bad thing that happened, and that both sides technically are bad when bad things happen. Well, what's the rest of it gonna be about?
I recently watched the show Bridgerton. Now,
I mean, it's not totally fair because, like, I'm not the target demographic for any of this fucking Mickey Mouse bullshit. Like, it's not appealing to me. I'm not going to click on your videos, you know, unless it was there to hate watch you. So there's that. I guess it's not totally fair, but still, if I was a fan, I'd probably be a little bit upset that I had clicked on Riots Are Never Okay, and now I get to hear your Netflix picks. Are you still talking about Bridgerton?
That did not cinch in at the waist at all, so there would have been no point to wearing a corset that was shaped that way. And also any corset that was ever. Another show that I recently watched on Netflix, which is The Home Edit, their organizing show. They come in and they organize homes and
still
healthy, ones that are less healthy, ones that are just delicious, and you usually have all of the ingredients at hand, which is so nice. It is kosher, but what actually passed away from breast cancer when she was in her early 40s. She was really young. In that region, I think a lot of women kind of take it for granted, and then when they go in for their yearly checkup, they just have the doctor do it. But it's
whoa, that ramped up pretty quickly.
Issue, then you guys will kind of know why. But I did want to just let you guys know about that. So that is it for today's episode of The Scoop. Make sure to leave in the comments if you've watched Bridgerton, what you guys have been doing to organize your house.
Wow. Yeah, that was great, Abby. It was so trill to learn about the riots and also your fave Netflix picks for the week, honey.
In the USA, it is currently legal for disabled people to be paid under minimum wage, and I am trying to change that. I have a rare disease, and I am also a disability rights activist. So the Fair Labor Standards Act 14C is the law that legally lets disabled people be paid under minimum wage. People have been paid as little as 3 cents an hour. And the reason is very ableist. It's because work experience counts, and it's counted as training because otherwise disabled people could never get a job. And also because disabled people are less productive than able-bodied people. That's literally written into the law. So I'm having a march and a petition.
If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our gods, I'm Raph, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, you have our undying fealty. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Hans Josephen, C. Bartlett, Jimothy K. Meeple Beeps Jr., Bisexual Black Gamer, and Trofox, we shall carry your banners onto the battlefield. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byte, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, that's Solid Poon then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jafer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, The Great Houdini, and Callie Kotka. We salute you.